Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great day today. My name's Cody, and I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Welcome back to the farm, everyone, if you've been here before, and if it's your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay with us today. Well, today it's, as you can see, fall is well into the swing of things. It's pretty cold out this morning. We're hovering around the freezing mark. And I'm going to do a large carrot sale today. So I've got a lot of carrots out in the field still, and just going to do a little pop-up market and get those to some new homes if I can. So that's the name of the game for today. So I'm just going to head down there, start digging carrots, and then we'll see how the day goes. But that should be pretty fun. This time of year can always be a little bit hectic for us out on the farm because there's still lots to do before the snow flies. Got to make sure all the equipment's ready to go for snow removal and those sorts of things. The sunflowers, as you can see, they've all started to go on their way, which is fine. And then we roll into harvest, which is always a fun thing for me to do anyway. It's kind of like seeing the fruits of your labor. In our growing zone, typically we only really get one good harvest, and that's at the end of the season. So the name of the game today is to get these guys out of the ground, cleaned up, and then ready for sale at our farm stand down there today. So for carrots, I find leaving them in the ground as long as possible is such a great thing. It preserves them for storage. They're going to last longer just because they're still growing. I always find after the carrots have had a couple of good frosts on them, they get a lot sweeter. So it's nice if you can wait in your area before you pull your carrots. Wait until they get a frost on them. Oh yeah, they smell fantastic. But there's something about that cold weather that I think increases the sugar content of the carrots. So absolutely wait if you can, and you'll be rewarded with a very, very sweet carrot. Now, ideally what you want to do if you're looking to store these guys as is without preserving them over the winter is try to leave them in the ground as long as possible. That way they're not going to start aging, whether you got them in your fridge in plastic bags to try to keep them over winter, or however you do store them. The longer they're in the ground, the longer they're going to stay fresh for you. In our area we get hard freeze down 6-7 feet. So leaving them out over winter isn't an option, but we like to make sure that they are in the ground as long as possible. Go, don't those guys look beautiful? Yeah, so if you follow me on Facebook or anything like that, you'll probably have seen the carrot and coyote name. And yeah, I get asked that question quite a bit, and I never really explained it, so I guess now that we're out in the carrot patches, it's as good a time as any to explain it. Grandpa would always put in a big garden every year down there, and he'd always show us how to grow things. One year though, a lot of carrots seemed to have been stolen out of the garden. And Grandpa was pretty dismayed, you know. It's kind of discouraging when your produce gets stolen like that. And of course that area is right by a road, so sure enough we thought somebody drove onto the farm and stole all of our carrots, because we went down one morning and wouldn't you know it, but they were all gone. So we were all a little disheartened to hear that all of our carrots were gone. You know, the whole year's crop was just stolen right out from under us. Anyway, I was down in the garden one day, just doing a little bit of weeding and digging around that area. And anyway, with a spade, I got down there and popped up some carrots. And now the weird thing was, all the tops were gone. So you have a carrot like this, and then this was left in the ground, but I noticed that there was some grooves in all the tops of the carrots that I was digging out of the ground. I thought that was really quite strange. So I didn't think too much of it until I was digging around, and then wouldn't you know it, but the entire row of carrots had all succumbed to the same fate. All the tops were gone, and it looked like the top inch and a half was scraped off. I was able to dig up the entire row of carrots, and everything below, about an inch, was still in the ground perfectly fine. A little while after that, on my way back up to the house, I noticed that there were some animal droppings, and they were about 90% carrot. So I took an educated guess and just put two and two together, really, that the coyotes had been through the garden, and they only scratched down maybe an inch and a half to get the tops of the carrots. They were really tasty to them, I guess. And then they left the evidence via their droppings all over the garden. So it was always kind of a funny story for me. You know, Grandpa, he was really upset that the carrots had been stolen, and rightly so. But we thought it was people trespassing and stealing, but it was just the local wildlife helping themselves. And it's always kind of stuck with me. nature and how she all comes together, and trying to live in harmony with everything around you. I've always found that to be super important, so it's always just stuck with me. And anyway, the name Carrot and Coyote come from that experience I had growing up here on the farm with Grandpa, and all those good memories. Well, there we go. Beautiful carrots, eh? I wish you guys could smell this, because it's just, oh, it's fantastic. I've always thought that we should try to live more in balance with the natural world, you know, and having coyotes come in and take some of the carrots, you know, I mean, they're part of nature, and I think they deserve that, you know, and you can kind of see here some coyote damage already with some dug up carrots. Tops are chewed off here, and that's okay. That doesn't bother me at all. There's one that got eaten there. You can also see, I don't know if it'll show up on the camera or not, but a lot of deer have been through here too. You can see their tracks, and the coyotes as well, you know, so I think the thing I took away the most from that is just there's a lot here, you know, and I'm more than happy to share with those guys. Plus, a nice thing about having the coyotes come through here quite regularly, actually, is they're going to help keep down a lot of the mice problem, or any other small field creatures that we might have that would probably do more damage to the carrots in the long run, as opposed to the coyotes coming. Now, the sweeter these carrots get, the more tempting they are to our coyote friends. So there is definitely a window that you want to get them at. But yeah, I'm happy to share. You know, I like those guys, and they deserve to live here too. Oh, aren't these just beautiful? Just gonna take a little break from the carrot harvesting. I saw this guy, I let him been growing in the field here all summer long, and there's a hornet right here, so I'm just gonna try to move slowly. But this is actually the flower head, and then eventually the seed head for the carrot. Now, carrots are a biennial typically, so that means when you plant the seed this year, you're not gonna get seed, or you shouldn't. So the situation or circumstance might have been right for this guy to bolt. Typically what you'll have happen is the carrots need a long time to produce their seed head. So like down here, pull some up here for you. There we go. This is what you get, not this in the first year. So in order for us to reliably get seed, we need to take our biggest and our best carrots that we pull and save them over the winter, and then come springtime we actually plant or replant the carrots, and that will trigger to the plant itself that it's time to put out seed that year. So the second year carrots are very woody, you're not really for eating, you're just after the seed or perhaps the flower. But I just thought it was neat. This guy, first season, decided to put out a flower head for us. Beautiful. And yeah, just thought I'd share that with you. So let's get back to pulling carrots. Alright, there we go. So we just got the carrots out of the field and we are up to the washing station here now. Next step is to get them cleaned and sorted, and then we'll bundle them up and move them down to the market. We still have a few hours till the sale starts, so I think there's plenty of time to get this all done. But I just wanted to show you guys this. Hopefully it focuses here. I always have trouble with this. Let's see. Alright, I hope that's in focus, but you can see here our soil is good for about 6.5, maybe 7 inches. And then right around there we hit some clay, a heavy packed soil, and the carrots start to bend. I guess they would grow this way, so that may be easier to see. So then as the carrot is growing down, the taproot hits harder clay soil and it just veers off that way. Isn't that funny? But I just thought I'd share that with you guys. I always get a kick out of that. So anyway, that doesn't matter here. We're gonna get these guys all washed up. They still taste the same. They smell fantastic. So we'll get them washed up, sorted, and down to the market. Now there's a good thumbnail if I ever saw one. Isn't this so cool? Give them a little turn here so we can rinse off the back sides of them. I've been gardening for a long time and it never ceases to amaze me at what you can pull out of the ground after just one season. So this is like, well, I mean, this is maybe 10% of what we pulled today, which is maybe 1% of what's still out in the field. It's just always fascinating to me, especially for a carrot seed, you know, like a carrot seed is maybe, I don't even know if that'll show up or not, but no bigger than a grain of sand, and then you get beautiful produce like that. Oh, the smell here is just fantastic. All right, I gotta get back to work, guys. All right, now that we got a good assortment here, what I'm gonna do is just tie them up with some twine here, keep them all nice and together. There we go, and it's also a nice aesthetic look too. I know if you had like elastics, that would probably be quicker and easier, but I like using more of a natural product, you know. It gives them a more country feel and country look, and also, you know, better for the environment and all that fun stuff too. So there you go. These bunches are going for, you know, $2.50 each, and I think that's a pretty good price. But yeah, I'm curious to know. I'm just starting this. The video I've already probably edited and uploaded it because you're watching it now. But let me know how many bunches you think I've got pulled just for today. And yeah, I'm curious to see what you think we were able to get out of here. So like I say, this is a bunch. How I'm measuring a bunch is just how much I can get my fingers around there, basically, up to that first knuckle on the thumb. And yeah, so anyway, that's a bunch. So let me know how many you think down in the comments, how many bunches we're going to get here. But I had no idea. I'm going to say probably at least 50, but I'm horrible at estimation. So let me know what you think, and we'll see what the actual number comes out to. There we go. Well, that's 3 down, so back to work, Cody. Right, we are on what I'm thinking is going to be our last bunch for today. The weather has started to take a bit of a turn for the worse here, getting closer to that freezing mark, and the wind has picked up. So I'm just going to wrap up with this outside work. There we go. Isn't that a beautiful bunch? So we're just going to wrap up with this outside work and then move this production inside out of the cold. But yeah, no, it's come along really good. Absolute beauty. As cold as this is on the hands there, washing the carrots in the bucket of the tractor there and then trying to tie these little knots, you know, it's definitely not quite as cold as when we built that igloo this past winter here. I don't know if anyone has watched that video or not. One of my, I guess, biggest views, or most views so far anyway, and a really fun project. I think I'll probably have to give that a go again this year. It was a lot of fun, but if you haven't checked that one out yet, highly recommend it. It's definitely the longest video. I think it's about 28 minutes. But yeah, no, we built a multicolored ice igloo here. I think the average temperature was probably around -40 Celsius, which is, interestingly enough, the same temperature as -40 Fahrenheit. But that was way colder than this. I mean, this isn't very fun. Your hands get cold and hard to work, but that's okay. Could be worse, you know. It could be plus 30. That would be brutal. Got all the carrots down to the market stand here, and now I've got about half an hour till we open up, so I got to get all these guys set out and this area all tidied up. So I better get back to work here right away, so let's get to it. There we go, that didn't take as long as I thought. So for those of you who had guesses below, there are 65 bunches all together here. So I was a little bit off, I said around 50, but that was pretty close. And they are all cleaned up, they're still a little dirty, that's okay. They are probably the ugliest carrots as far as that aesthetic goes, but they guarantee taste better than anything you find in a grocery store. These ones, you know, there's no chemicals, there's no pesticides or anything like that on these guys, and they're allowed to grow naturally out there. They've also had a couple of frosts on them, so these ones are just fantastic. And they might look, you know, a little ugly, but that's okay. That's really not important on the grand scheme of things. These actually taste like carrots, and looks don't matter. I don't think so anyway. And yeah, so I just have a few more minutes here to get going before we open everything up. I've got to figure out how to get the debit machine working. But yeah, I'll probably do a little wrap up after the sale goes. But we've got our heirloom seeds here, you know, that's another part of the farm that we do. I'm also going to sell the calendula cell that we made a few videos ago, so another part of the farm. And it's just so nice to be able to utilize the property and interact with our local community here. And you guys watching the videos as well, you know, that's another fun part of everything here. But yeah, I have just a few minutes to go before we open the doors, so I better make sure that we're ready to go. But yeah, let's hope for a really good sale tonight, guys. We just wrapped up, and we got about 5 bunches left here for the night. So all in all, that was a fantastic day. A lot of people came out. It's always so nice to meet you guys if you've been following along on Facebook and you're local, to be able to have that chance to interact with you. And yeah, it's always nice to see people. And yeah. Anyway, it was a great sale night, busy day. Been at it since early this morning picking these carrots. So I'm going to get these guys put into overnight storage and maybe put them out for the honesty stand for tomorrow. But yeah, all in all, I think it was a fantastic day. I want to thank you all so much for watching and following along. I hope you got some enjoyment out of today's video, and I'm going to leave it there. But until next time, guys, have a great day, stay safe, and we'll see you later. Bye now.